What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about your thoughts. Now, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you observed your own thoughts? It's a good question, and in fact, when I asked that, you might have even started thinking about your own thoughts. This is a form of awareness that we call consciousness, and consciousness is something that each and every single one of us have. However, what many do not know is that human consciousness is much like a real-life superpower. Alright, wait, back this shit up. I came here to watch a video about real-life shit, and this guy's talking about superpower. I asked you a question. When was the last time you observed your own thoughts? When's the last time you realized, oh shit, I'm really thinking right now? I'm having thoughts and I'm observing them as they come? I ask you this because there are people out in this world that do not even acknowledge their thoughts' existence. Cool, we've acknowledged that we can think and observe our thoughts as we have them. What's so superpowered-like about this? I'm gonna tell you straight up. The moment that you realize that you can observe your thoughts while thinking is the same moment that you can control them. And once you can control your thoughts, you are instantly put into control of your reality and your circumstances. But there's this disease that's been floating around for so long, and it's this idea that people are not in control of their mind. Wait, hold on. If I walk up to somebody on the street, 99% of them are going to say, I'm in control. I walk my dog, I go to work, I am in control of my mind, and I've never questioned it. So what are you talking about, Gio? Let me ask you a follow-up question. Have you ever been using a certain word, then come to find out that word did not mean what you thought it meant? You likely didn't consider that there was a different definition for it, so you kept using it. You had no reason to verify what it meant. In this case, the world around you, and likely yourself, does not know that there's a different definition to your way of thinking, and you just don't realize it and haven't thought of it yet. And don't try to go look for it right now in your mind. Some people will hear me say that and assume that I am saying that your way of thinking is wrong, that you need to be thinking differently. The flaw with this argument is that I am not teaching you that there's something wrong with you, that there's something that needs to be fixed. You can have a very great mindset while watching this. You can have a very poor mindset while watching this. My words are simply meant to bring enlightenment. You can all use a different perspective, words of encouragement, and sometimes the perspectives that we receive can be paradigm shifting depending on where we sit in life. There is no right and wrong when it comes to how you think. You have a beautifully unique mindset, and there's nothing wrong with it, and it does not need to be fixed. Your mind works a certain way, and I am only here to point out that it can work in many different ways that don't change who you are or your personality. In several ways, thinking differently is not for everybody, and therefore it's not good for everybody. The reason is many people do not like change, and they'd rather stay in their current position, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, many humans, as humans, have the desire to change, for change. When life gets tough and we want things to be different, we need to make a conscious change, and change always starts within the mind. People fail to understand that change is uncomfortable and it does not feel necessarily good. So as humans, we've created two terms to describe this discomfort, and it is known as anxiety and depression. Pretty much everybody has heard of these, unfortunately. You remember when I said that there's this disease-like ideology that people aren't in full control of their mind? It's not a disease at all, actually. It's just a misunderstanding. So yes, if you're somebody who constantly feels like they're not super in control of their life, it's not actually that you're not in control. You are just having a misunderstanding of your mind and what control is. When it comes to self-improvement, everybody is reaching for an outside better version of themselves, but it all exists within the mind. Everything exists within your mind. And it is truly impossible to know about something like a better version of yourself before it exists, unless you find clues about where these things are hiding. I'm giving you the fucking clues. The words anxiety and depression were actually coined recently, and in many cases are responsible for the world's lack of mental control. A good example of this is recent times, because people have become much more expressive in how they feel, mainly because of social media. Unfortunately, the ways that we feel and emotions can be very deceiving and tricky to figure out. So the immediate goal, mainly for social media people in America, was to fix the problem. You hear me? Fix, rather than understand why they feel that way. And for this reason, you can imagine why antidepressants have become so popular. Remember, I said change is uncomfortable, and when you give people who do not understand that antidepressants, they're gonna take them as a way to fix or get rid of that depression. We need to acknowledge that some people out there do have clinical depression and legit chemical imbalances within the brain. However, the world has been widely lied to, and the depression and the anxiety that you experience is normal. It's normal. The depression and the anxiety and the stress that you experience It's normal. It's meant to happen, but we fight it. A natural reaction to seeing something funny is to laugh. Oh shit, that was funny. This reaction releases a hormone called dopamine within your brain. There is also a hormone that is released during anxiety, depression, fear, stress, and that is called cortisol. So when you're out in the jungle creeping through the bushes in your loincloth hunting for chameleons and you see a lion right there, your first reaction isn't going to be, I'm not scared right now. What the fuck? Oh my God, I'm not stressed right now. This lion is not stressing me out. You're not going to be saying, no, I'm not afraid of that. You are afraid, and it's normal to be afraid in that moment. So when work gets tough and your cortisol levels start to increase, why is your first reaction to fight it, to deny it, to mask it with antidepressants, drugs, and nasty food? It's because, as a society, we have been taught to reject and ignore our fears and stresses. We have been taught that it's not normal to feel this way when in reality it's the opposite. Sometimes before a big game or talking to somebody that we desire, we might start to feel stressed or anxious. This is meant to be, and the cortisol in your body is just preparing you for what is to come. And that brings me to a great point. Notice how I said what is to come, right? If you are focusing on what is to come, you are focusing on the future. And by many accounts, I can tell you that if you are focusing on the future, you're going to experience anxiousness. If you're focusing on the past, you're going to experience depression. So how do you feel normal? What is normal? It's all about balance. Balance is one of the many answers to life's mysteries. And in this case, the balance, the middle ground between worrying about the future and the past is simple. It's worrying about the right now, the present. The ultimate goal is to focus on right now. And why is that? Because in the present moment, you are responsible for your circumstances. The past may have choices that you regret, and the future has yet to come. But right now, right here, right now, that's different. It's possible in every single moment to change your life right now is where you decide who you want to be. The current moment right now is under your control. Now, how the fuck does this relate to the superpower of consciousness? My friend, I got good news for you. It's a really easy connection. How do you realize that you're in the current moment? How do you actually realize that you're here and now? It's consciousness. To recognize that you are in the current moment, to recognize your current being, to recognize and observe your current thoughts, brings you to the here and now. Being aware of the here and now means you're present in the current moment, and at any moment you can control and do what you want with your life, and this is known as free will. Not focusing on what's next or what was, by focusing on right now. What does this have to do with anxiety and depression though? When you're depressed and anxious and stressed, your body and mind are in a state of fixation that cause your thoughts to loop like a broken record. And there's no fix, there's no repairman for that record player. The reason why this has anything to do with your superpower is because when you are fixated this way, you are unable to effectively control your thoughts. Having a mind at ease will greatly help you control your thoughts. And again, getting to a mind at ease, a paradise up here, it is uncomfortable to get to that. If you want to get rid of your depression, it will be uncomfortable. There will be times that you want to just lay back down in bed and give up. But if you want change, my words to you are the path to a more enlightened life. Again, I cannot go into your mind and help you, nor can a therapist, nor can a doctor, nor can an antidepressant. I promise. You are the answer. But you know me, I'm Gio, and I'm here to change the world one step at a time through language just like this. And I hope you have a great day. If you need something, message me. And just as always, I love you, and you matter. Have a great day.